Hey guys, what's going on? This is John Bass, and not only am I bringing you my very first face reveal, but I'm going to go ahead and expand on some of the topics that I've covered with my previous Future of Azeroth episodes. Today, previously, we have covered the link to the void between Galliwix, Bolvar, and today we're going to cover Sargeras. Okay? I know what you're going to say. John Bass, the link between Sargeras and the Void seems convoluted, doesn't it? I mean, when you look at it, Sargeras is kind of the ultimate enemy to the Void. The Burning Legion is the Void's ultimate downfall, right? Okay, well, today we're going to look at where that differs a little bit, where there could be some small loopholes and small links that bring a link between the Void and the Burning Legion. First of all, we're going to zoom all the way back to the ordering of the Great Dark Beyond, where the Pantheon was sending Sargeras and Agrimar out to find other planets that had these Titan world souls within them and allow them to create flourishing life on these planets and to raise these Titan world souls into a manner very, very similar to the other Titan Pantheon, which I'm going to discuss a little bit later on about how the Titan Pantheon, the Void, and even the Light in the Void seem like they're two sides of the same coin. But for now, we're just going to continue with the point that I made. The Void is definitely an interesting topic. I feel as though the Void, with all of their different millennia deep projects and their different plans that last all these years over to finally come to fruition, this one has to do with it. Okay, Sargeras is a very unique character. When he discovered the Void, just the sight of evil would bring him to tears and fall him into a complete mess. Okay, when he found this very first Void-infected world, which at the time to him was a new enemy, he came across some creatures called the Nathrazim. And these Nathrazim, or as we know them as Dreadlords, convinced him of the Void's supposed plan. And that plan was to consume all life in the universe and to overtake what the Titan Pantheon had done. They're basically the polar opposite in Sargeras' mind of the Titan Pantheon. So he got this idea stuck in his mind that all life purged by fire was better than life consumed by the Void. So when we're looking at life being consumed by the Void in this manner, maybe there's some links that give some power to these old gods that are getting all these souls. Let's fast forward to the Ulduar encounter with Yogg-Saron during Wrath of the Lich King. Yogg-Saron makes a couple of very specific points. Now, I know that I'm going to be contradicting my previous video in this in a couple of different ways, but this is the entire point of this series, is to get all possibilities across, to take the idea of any and everything that could be a plot point that Blizzard and or Christie Golden is trying to take us with the modern World of Warcraft story. I feel as though this has been written in a long time ago, and Christie Golden is just expanding on it in her magical way of doing that. Okay? Yogg-Saron says things like, bow down before the god of death, and your petty squabbles mean nothing more than to bring us power, to bring us strength. But during Legion, we found some pretty direct links between the old gods, the Emerald Nightmare, the Void, and the Shadowlands, where I almost am convinced that Neolotha itself is present within the Shadowlands. Now, I feel that the Rift of Alm, which we have a small presence in, has its own link to the Shadowlands. The Shadowlands, of course, being the realm of death that we all visit during our spirit form when we go and run back to our corpse. This has some rather large repercussions. During the new Windrunner comics, Illyria, of course, being really overtaken by the void, is getting some overbearing whispers when she looks at Sylvanas, saying, kill her now. Kill her now and save yourself. Kill her now and save the world. Maybe that is showing that the undead are the ultimate enemy to the void. Now, I feel like the undead would only be the ultimate enemy to the void is if they were feeding off of the essence of death and or feeding off the essence of the souls that reach the Shadowland. If we're having a lack of souls reaching the Shadowland, then maybe the old gods are having a lack of power gain. I feel like that link it's in itself to the old gods is pretty strong. Maybe if they're getting power from the essence of death, they influence Sargeras to start his burning crusade, so they would have a universe-wide feed of consistent power. If the Burning Legion is going as far as burning and fire purging every single world that has flourishing life on it just to avoid void corruption, maybe the void is getting a little bit of power siphoned from it. Maybe that has to do with Xal'atath's really intense whisper during the kill of Argus in the seat of the Pantheon, where she says, and I quote, "Ha ha 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 ha, a great victory has gone unnoticed today." What was that victory? What was the victory that Xal'atath so sketchily speaks to us about? Was that victory that the Burning Legion has finally killed enough people, or sacrificed enough souls to the Shadowlands to give the void and to give the old gods their ability to re-enter the world, to resurrect in a way and get the power that they need to overtake the world? I mean, for God's sake, Sargeras stabbed his sword into Silithus, of all places, where Cthulhu has lied dormant for so many years, imprisoned underneath the grounds of Silithus. Now, Azerite is flooding out in this area at a rather strong rate. And this sword impact has done one of two things. It's done one of two things based on the general story pattern that Blizzard follows. One, it's either destroyed Cthulhu and obliterated him out of existence, or two, it has done a rather strong empowering of him. Now, when we look at the Whispers of Il'gynoth, they state that 5 keys have opened the way and 5 torches have lighted our path. So, if they're speaking about the Pillars of Creation, and the Lord of Ravens has opened our way, they're speaking about Khadgar. The King of Diamonds has been made upon, be it Magni or Gallywix. Either way could be such an influence into the upcoming lore into this expansion. Christie Golden and Blizzard have expanded the lore into this game in so many ways that it's so difficult to keep up with. That's why there's content creators like us out there, and like myself, to help enlighten our path into this discussion. There's a couple of points that I have neglected to reach during this video that I have felt during the duration are more necessary into the next video and might be a bit of a spoiler into what I'm going to next. So today we're just going to cut it off. Alright everybody, thanks so much for sticking around until the end if you managed to. I'm going to be on live stream this week with Soul So Breezy on Wednesday the 27th of June during his usually scheduled morning stream to hopefully bring a little bit of well-needed traffic to my channel. And I really hope to see you all there. Public questions are more than welcome during this stream, and anything that you have to ask either of us will be answered by either of the two that it's directed towards. As always guys, be sure to like this video if you liked it, and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you support what I'm all about. Most important of all, leave a comment down below with all your thoughts and opinions on what I have to say. Community is everything to me guys. Now, this is my very first attempt at a free talk discussion on this channel where I'm trying to get a gauge on how you guys feel about an unedited version of my commentary and opinion on this without any scripting. Now, I understand that I'm a little bit rambly and a little bit stuttery during a lot of circumstances, and I would really appreciate your feedback down below on how you feel about this specific kind of content. As always, guys, good luck and be safe, and I'll see you next time.